Hey everybody, how's it going? Can you hear me okay? So I missed you all, and I've done all the color blocking and washing since we spoke last time. So I actually like pared back the orange because it was like an equal amount of orange to an equal amount of blue, and it just felt like they were both competing with one another. So some of the stuff that I painted orange, I went back and I painted blue. And I think now both of the colors can shine. They're happy. I dig it. So what I'm going to do today is, because everybody is like crazy over this blue, and it's like, I mean, to me it's like the most basic application ever. So I thought maybe I would just like show y'all what I do with the blue. So this is just the Monument Hobby Sky Blue, and then I just wash it pretty heavily actually, because I kind of want to go for like a cell shaded look with like really deep shadows. And then I just wash it with the Drakenhof Nightshade, and then that gets us to here. And then from there I just paint the sky blue back on, leaving recesses and stuff like that. So it's really, it's simple. I won't say it's easy, because you really need a clean application for this to like look good, because it's so simple. But it's, yeah, so it's simple, but it's not easy. So that's what I'm going with. So I am shaking up the sky blue. I'm going to put that in my palette. I am just going to use whatever moisture is sort of in the brush to thin the paint, and then that's it. Hey, how's it going? Pezler the Polychromatic. Such a great name. Okay, so that goes into the palette, and where am I gonna start? I think I want to start on the back is where I want to start, because I don't know, I'm like digging this whole like backpack venting kind of situation. So need a little bit more water on my brush for this. It doesn't need a lot of thinning. This paint is like hydrophilic and loves water, it seems, so you don't really need a lot. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start like with his like little, there's like a little armor bit in between his legs here. I'm gonna do that because that's annoying, and then I'll sort of like go up from there. Everything here is covered in ice right now. Oh my goodness. Honestly, like soon. It'll be soon that way where I live, but it's been a really, really warm October, so we're just starting to get cooler weather now. But I have a feeling it'll be a pretty cold winter, because last winter was pretty mild. I mean, mild for where I live. I think we only had like a day or two that went past like -30. So for us, it's pretty mild. And sometimes with this blue, I will do a second coat, because I'll notice that it's not super pigmented or opaque. Like there'll be spots in here I'll have to do a second light coat on. Okay. And like the boss's new designs are a lot more intricate than the old ones, so this step takes a little bit longer. I've actually added too much water to this paint, so I'm gonna soak it up and then mix that water into the rest of the paint here. I think that is the trickiest part to my sort of way of doing things, is getting the paint like the right consistency. As long as the paint's the right consistency, then like it's pretty easy to do. I don't want to say easy, it's simple to do, but if you're fighting with the paint, then it gets a little bit more difficult. Hey, Richard. These are some of the coolest orcs I've seen. Aw, thanks! I already have a blue orc, like version of this one, and I have a black one with blue accents. But I've started adding this orange as like an accent color in different places. So I wanted to do a Gearguts version with like the orange on there as well. So we're trying it. Last week though I put too much orange on it. It was like a little too gaudy even for me. So I pared that back. But I do feel like a little bit like I overdid the painting last month because I painted like over 800 points of orcs. So I'm like a little bit burnt out. I haven't really been painting as much. I've just sort of been like chilling on the couch with my husband, watching bad movies, and I've been working on I'm working on a couple things actually. So I've got a narrative Necromunda sort of league that I have been wanting to run for a while, but with all the stuff going on at PlayOn, I never really got the chance to finish what I was working on. So I'm almost finished. I just have to write a little bit of lore because there is a story. So I'm gonna like write a little bit of lore for it, sort of like in between rounds. So I've been working on that. Almost done. And then I decided that I want to do an Age of Sigmar doubles tournament for my birthday because I don't ever really do anything for my birthday, and I live at home. I don't have children. I work at home and I don't get out much, and I was like, you know what, that's probably not healthy. I should probably do something for my birthday. So I'm gonna do an Age of Sigmar doubles tournament. So I started working on like that. I just haven't really been painting. I nicked this rivet a little bit with the paint, but it's okay because later on in the process I end up painting all those rivets roughly with lead belcher, so I don't have to worry about fixing it and making it look wonderful. The next steps that we do will fix any boo-boos there. And I threw my hat into the Las Vegas Open volunteer ring, so I will be there. I will not be playing because of like my feelings around competitive play at the moment, but I will be there. I will be helping with the stream team. Doing what? I don't know yet, but stuff. So if you're gonna be at Las Vegas Open and you see me around, come say hi. I am kind of a shy person, so I probably will not come say hi to you. That's like my baggage. But it's not because I don't want to say hi. I just have a hard time initiating. That's another thing that I've been doing lately is like a lot of sort of like, I don't want to use like self-help, self-betterment. I've been doing like some self-betterment stuff, looking at myself and like what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, and something that I would like to get better at, and I don't really know how to, is like stepping out of my comfort zone to make friends. I'm like not good at it. I always just think like I don't want to burden people with like my existence. I don't know. I sometimes think I'm kind of annoying, so I don't want to like, you know, make people feel like they have to like be my friend or whatever if they don't want to. And I'd like to get over that and just like, you know, be able to make more friends. So I think at LVO I'm gonna like try and put myself out there, but I'm not sure how much practice I'll get before I get there. Evening, everyone from the UK. Hello. I'm building Dread Scythe Harridans. Nice. Ready for your first ever tournament. Ah, I hope you have an amazing time. I also play Night Haunt. And I finally got a win against my nemesis faction, Caradron Overlords, so pretty excited about that. And I just brought my like crappy all-comers list that is just like 2,000 points of what I own, so it was like good job, Tanya. Telling the World Eaters players to stop yelling so loud. I would never do that. That would be like telling orc players to stop being so loud, and that's just that's how they have fun. You know what I mean? Doing some leveling up. I want to level up, you know? And yeah, so there's like this I mean, if we want to get like nerdy into it, there's like a young Carl Jung. He's got an idea of the shadow self, and it's like the side of your personality where you've stored all of your repressed stuff that society doesn't deem acceptable. And in order to become like your best self, you have to like do some digging around in there and sort of come to terms with all that sort of negative stuff. So I've been working on that. It's really interesting to sort of look into like the nasty, dark, deep side of your psyche. But I'm just kind of like sick of being meek and, you know, like insecure and all that stuff. I don't want to be like insecure anymore. So I'm like trying all the stuff to level up and be a better person. Hey Kyle, how's it going? I'm painting your namesake. Well, I guess you're his namesake. That's more like it. I'm pretty excited to see how this guy turns out, because like I have an idea in my mind of what I hope he'll look like, but with all this orange, it's kind of an experiment, so I don't know. When I first started miniature painting, I used to have like a definite idea of what I wanted to achieve in my brain the entire time I was painting, and then inevitably, because I was new at it, it never looked that way, and I would just first like take forever to paint stuff, but then like get super disappointed with my work, even though my work was still good. It just wasn't like what I thought it would be. So now I don't try to like think too much about it. Like I have a vague idea of what I want to achieve, but whoops. I don't really go too much farther than that. Cuz I just want to feel like satisfaction in what I do, even if it doesn't turn out like 100% what I had in mind. You're pretty awesome now. Aw, thanks, Mark. You know, I'm starting to see like my good quality traits, um, and I'm starting to like accept my bad traits as well. So, you know, you gotta have the bad to be able to appreciate the good, I think. Ah, building a new desk. Kyle, are you getting organized? Dare I say the O word? And I am totally here for these colors, so bright and still so orky. Yeah, I don't know why. I just like whenever I see these two colors in the bottles, I'm like, yeah, they look so good. Like so tacky, right? Like wacky tacky. But like I don't know, I like bright colors. I mean, look at my pants, right? I mean, pants, they're leggings, but I just like crazy colors. I think like because I am a metalhead, I think for a long time I felt like I had to like only wear black. I'm only allowed to like black. And I kind of like repressed the bright colors kind of love in my heart, and now I'm like, screw it. They're coming out bright colors 24/7 all the time. Orcs are awesome. So this is the Gearguts Mark III by geargutsmechshop.com. Full disclosure, I work for Gearguts. But it's on sale right now. This month you can get it for 20% off. Um, but if you're gonna use it, because it's bigger, so it's harder to hide. But like, if you're gonna use it, you'd use it as gas. That's what you'd use it as. Although, I mean, like, really, if you wanted to, you could probably use it as like a mega dread, like mecha Def Dread. It's Def Dread size. Um, but I mean, he's a badass character, so if you're gonna use a badass character, it'd be gas. You're also allowed to like red. I know, that's so funny. Although I have noticed, and I'm super excited about it, that a lot of metal bands, especially in like metalcore, and stuff like that, they are getting creative with their merchandise. So, like, I have a Carnifex shirt that's like pink and purple. Like, it's black, obviously, but the design on it is pink and purple. I have a Children of Bodom shirt that is like kind of autumnal bright reds and yellows and oranges. Um, so yeah, it's nice to see that these bands are sort of like embracing colors a little bit more. Also, like Spirit Box had like a whole tie-dye merchandise line, which was super cool. So when I'm adding the blue back on top, I'm leaving like a bit of a gap essentially. So that's like the not easy part, is just having the brush control to keep the lines pretty tight, but then leave that sort of shadowy kind of gap. That's why I mean, I used to say, well, the way that I paint is that's too watery now. The way that I paint is super easy, but now I'm starting to realize like it's not. It's just it's simple. There's not a whole lot of like crazy techniques, or you don't need a bunch of stuff to do it. So it's pretty simple, but in order to pull it off, you got to be really patient. You got to thin your paint. You got to have brush control. That's I guess my style of painting. But in some cases I will have to go over and just double check these and do another coat of blue just to make sure that everything is opaque. So what is everybody working on today? Are you all at work, or are you hobbying? What are you all up to? I'm also excited because I'm recording another episode of Be Nice Roll Dice on Thursday. I'm really interested to see how the conversation goes with my guest, because I'm not sure how it'll go. We probably see the topic a little bit differently, but I'm excited to have what I think is going to be an interesting conversation. So yeah, I'm excited about that. So that's not going to come out this week. That'll come out next week. I'll get all the editing and stuff done on it. But it'll be nice to have some long form content come back out on the old YouTube page. Working on fitness pizza in my mouth. Oh, I had pizza yesterday. It was delightful. Waiting for the weather to let me prime my Vostroyans. It's raining here, but we prime in the rain. We're a bunch of heathens around this house. We just don't do clear coats when it's kind of damp, but prime, all good. Are you excited about the Dorn tank that they previewed? I think it looks pretty cool. I'm gonna get at least one for my guard force. Nah, this mini, I love doing these. We do these every October at Gearguts, so all of the affiliates get one, and so this is the third one that I've ended up doing, and they're super duper fun. I really enjoy painting these. I have some feelings about their design choices. I saw, but like, feel free to go off, Mark. I always find it really fun when people, especially like sort of military historian or just straight up military people, like dig into the design of the guard tanks and stuff. So please enlighten me. Like, it has side windows, but it looks good and big and full of guns. But yeah, it needs like firing ports, right? So we get to fire out of it, hopefully, right? Loving the new Dorn, but as a Space Wolf player, first and foremost, takes away Liam and Russ's bragging rights. I also have Space Wolves. I don't play them. I just sort of paint them. Oh yeah, I'm the worst. I did not take any pictures of this for Instagram. So y'all, like, get on my case about posting this guy to Instagram. Okay? But this is the last guy that I finished. He's a 30k model, but he'll still look good on my shelf of 40k stuff, so I'm pretty happy about him. I miss the days when the Space Wolves could take the Lehman Russ. Yes. I never got to play in those days, but that would be amazing. It'll be interesting to see more of the rules. I was just talking to my buddy today about the tank and stuff, and like we were sort of speculating on what's going to come out. And I was like, I think there's going to be more infantry coming out. And he's like, good, so I can corrupt them with, like, to be part of my Gene Stealer cult. And I was like, Judas, no! Oh, of course we have a bot, don't we? Okay. And can I block this person? I mean, person, it's a bot. Thank you, Maya. I'm gonna report it though. There we go. Do y'all think that that's, like, becoming more and more of an issue on YouTube? Like, almost every single one of my short videos that I get, like, the first comment is some sort of, like, sex bot. I don't remember it being that much of an issue even a year ago. But anyway, it's annoying as hell. I wonder if, like, it's just on all content or if it's also just on nerdy content. Because I get a lot of, I get, like, a lot of sex bot type Instagram messages as well, and I just wonder if it's, like, based off the hashtags that I use, or if they just try, like, literally every account. My mod sense was tingling. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to deal with that for me. Snipe the crap out of that thing. Aw, chilling in the bath. Nice. It's starting to become, like, cold and damp. Like, it's actually autumn now where I live, so it's, normally I'm not, like, big into baths, but because I have arthritis, like, my joints just really hurt, so sometimes I just gotta soak when it gets damp. Unfortunately, the bots are becoming more prevalent. They pop up on live streams all the time. Like, does it even work? Like, does anybody even click them? I quite often wonder that, like, is it just a numbers game? Like, we just post on literally everything. I don't know, it just seems like most normal people would be like, no, I'm not clicking that. That is bait. This sudden urge to check the stream. It was literally like I was screaming out for you to help me, screaming into the void for you to come help me. Same bot was on the FLG SEO stream yesterday. I wonder if it's because people don't actually report it. Like, if you just delete it, you block it, whatever, but you don't report it, it's just gonna, like, keep doing its thing. It's like, I usually recommend, because I don't actually get this anymore, but, like, when you post to Instagram, there's, like, these new bots that say, like, post it to our account or whatever, like, tag and all this stuff. And it's obviously also a bot. And it annoys the crap out of people. It's like not real engagement, so it skews your numbers. So if you're ever like looking for partnerships, affiliate deals, like anything like that, I would just suggest blocking and removing those comments, so that advertisers can see like your real engagement on your posts. Also, when you start blocking them, because it's like obviously just a few accounts, then you've blocked them. They're not going to be able to post on your stuff from different accounts that they may remake. So that's my suggestion. Delete and block. And then they're not an issue on your posts anymore. I also report them too, because, I don't know, bots just annoy the crap out of me. I didn't notice him holding the Space Marine last week. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys about that. So, he's so bright, right? Like, I can't exactly paint the Space Marine something super bright, so I was thinking about making him, like, a Deathwing kind of creamy ivory color, or maybe I would do him like Iron Warriors, or black, so like Iron Hands or something like that. I haven't quite decided yet, but I do want him to be more of like a neutral kind of color so that he doesn't compete with the big boy himself. Yeah, this is the second Gearguts model that's been holding a squished marine. Hey, happy Monday, Mr. Fish. How's it going? Blue and orange looks schmaxy, thanks. Yeah, earlier I was saying I had to actually paint over some of the orange because I painted it originally equal parts blue and orange, and they just like competed too much with each other. So I went back and I painted some of the orange bits blue just to make it so that they weren't competing for attention. And I think I've struck the balance now. So that both colors can have their time to shine. could probably do the Iron Warriors without adding extra colors to the overall color scheme, since you know hazard stripes. Yes, but I also thought maybe that was like a bit petty because my husband just painted like a bunch of Iron Warriors, like thousands and thousands of points of Iron Warriors. So that's like the only thing that's stopping me from Iron Warriors. But yeah, but it's gonna be something neutral. I don't know if I'm gonna do something light or dark. Once I figure out if I want it light or dark, it should be a little bit easier to narrow it down. Had a way late night, asked folks for input on a showcase video, and the main feedback I got was to talk about every model since they are each named. It's a good idea. I currently have 1 hour 45 minutes pre-edit. I feel like if I did that, it would be way longer than an hour 45. People have asked me for an army showcase video as well, and I'm like, I don't know how to do that. Like, my house is very dark. I don't have studio lights. I don't have a lot of windows on the sort of east facing side. So yeah, it's hard to get light to be able to show everything off nicely. But yeah, people keep asking for that, and didn't think that those were like super popular kind of content, but oh, people keep asking, so I am thinking about it. I just don't know how to do it. I'd probably have to do like a voiceover style also. Emperor's Children. No, it's too bright. It's too bright because I've just painted Emperor's Children and pink and blue work. They do, but the orange is just... I don't want anything to compete with the orange, is all. Like, I really wanted the orange to be the standout bright color. And I think if I painted that bright Emperor's Children pink, I feel like it would just be too much. Iron Warriors drama! I'm sure actually my husband wouldn't care, but I don't know. It just feels like a bit too soon. Oh, maybe I should get my husband to actually paint it. We could do like a collab. He could paint the little Iron Warriors dude. I wonder if he'd be into it. As any excuse to get purple on an orc model, I agree. Emperor's Chitlins. Deathwatch would probably work and make sense since, you know, Xenos. Yeah. It would. I could, and I have practice doing black Yeah, so I'm gonna paint it all, and then I'm gonna do the marine last, because I just want to see, like, how bright and crazy it actually looks in the end. Somewhere in the universe, Pertravo is crying, and he doesn't have a tank named after him. No, he does not. Maybe check with Playon for an army showcase. They are so busy. Like, I really don't want to, like, dump more on their plate, honestly. Plus, it's really expensive for me to travel down there. Canada's expensive. Just everything in Canada is expensive. So yeah, I wouldn't ask them to do it, but I mean, I could maybe ask Nick for some pointers on how to do it. Black Templar Sage Nod. Oh, it could be like calling out Scary a little bit. Salamanders, because there's not enough room in the galaxy for 2 lots of green boys. Oh, that's funny. I set up 4 different lamps to help with basement lighting, and yeah, afterwards I was like, oh no, I still need to do intro, outro, and some even wanted the workbench included. Really? See, that's the other thing. I don't want to, like, make content specifically for what people ask for, because I feel like you need to make sure you're having fun and that you have a vision that you're working towards. Because if you just try to make everybody else happy, it could sometimes feel like a random mishmash hodgepodge of, like, a bunch of different stuff. So, I mean, if you're having fun doing what everybody's asking you to do, then cool, but I just know I'm, like, too much of a rebel for that, maybe. I think your husband could be convinced. I think he probably could be. And it would only take him like an hour to paint this guy. He's so, like, my husband's such a fast painter. Oh, I guess I should actually paint on the camera. I wish that YouTube had, like, pings and stuff for that. I used to have a line of sight command on Twitch, so when I inevitably started painting off camera, you could ping me. I'd be like, whoops, I'm back. It was the sword that got me thinking. Okay, desk built, now getting to actually sit down. Nice. Alpha Legion may look good with orange. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Hello, Red Fox. That's a big bulky boy. He's a chonky lad. Come on, Canadian prices aren't expensive. They just froze all our grocery prices as a favor to us after having record profits. Oh, Loblaws? Yeah. Ugh. Alright, I'm like, my bill in the past 2 years has gone, because I shop weekly, and My grocery bills have gone from $120 a week to $200 a week in like 2 years. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Inflation. A trick I saw Squidmar do is he put tape on the table and uses that to frame the view of the camera, and that way you can visually see. So the problem with how I paint is that I paint back. So like when I paint, I normally paint out here. I mean, I could do that, right? I don't paint like on the table because I like to sit upright. And I find that if I paint over the table, I tend to do this, and then I get like really bad sort of neck pain the next day. So this is where I like to paint, off the table. Also, like, I'm not a good painter, so don't do what I say. Like, you should probably follow Squidmar because he seems to know what he's doing. But I just know for me and like my neck, I can't paint over the table. If I add the work in progress stuff, it would mostly be, here's all the other BS that when done will make like 7,500 of purple gits. Troop names took the longest and it was fun, just exhausting. Yeah, I don't really name my stuff, so I think that's like an orky thing. Like I see a lot of orc players like name like each individual model. But I think because I came from Imperial Guard, where it's like the nameless, faceless masses, it's just not something I ever felt compelled to do. I said to be careful, otherwise the camera's just all thigh too. Well, there's no getting around that. There's no getting around that. I mean, I used to play roller derby back before, in more beautiful days back before arthritis. And yeah, I don't know. It just makes all of us kind of thick. Like you could be super thin and then you skate for a year and you're like, I have a butt. You're like, yep, that's what happens. But yeah, I used to skate in the off season because we actually played a weird season, but in my off season I would skate like 3,000 outdoor kilometers or so just in the off season. So yeah, you get a little chunky when you do that. Desk shelving is, I'm wanting to move my office upstairs. Nice. Reclaim a better lit area. Nice. And convert my office into the new guest room. Oh, nice. Focusing on improving my living space. I think that's a great idea, Kyle. You should always make your space your own wherever you can. Especially now that, you know, we both work at home. I do think it's important. One, so this is like, okay, so these are the things that I have learned about productivity working at home. One, you have to have a schedule. So like you have to get up at like set times and then you immediately have to like make your bed. For me, I go for a walk and then make coffee and then get ready for the day and then I go to work. I used to just sort of like roll out of bed and go to work, and yeah, it doesn't make for good mental health. And then you also have to get outside. If you don't get outside, like your mental health is going to be, it's going to be an unhappy time for you. So you have to get outside sometimes. And then the other thing is you have to make sure to keep your space somewhat tidy and organized. If you're just sort of like living in chaos all the time, you don't have a schedule, you don't go outside, like that was all of my problems last year. I was like getting so depressed. So yeah, if you are working at home and you're also getting depressed, maybe try those things. Cause yeah, like not going out and having even those like really shallow sort of social interactions with people at work and just being alone all the time was, it was a lot. There's a lot to deal with. And this is why I can't paint stream. I don't have anything on under the table. Yeah. Well, in Canada, it's friggin' cold, so you can't exactly just like. I mean, you can. There are people who are like butt naked all the time, but it's too cold. Too cold. My start was in Kill Team, so with name generation in the book, I didn't realize naming minis wasn't actually common. So when I jumped into Big 40k, I love that you call it Big 40k, by the way. I had the choice to add more, and I just went for it. That's amazing. Stream painting from the bubble bath. People might see my pee. Maya, like, just join the, like, hot tub pools, like, section of Twitch, but also paint miniatures. People would be so confused, and it would be awesome. Just calling out my entire work-at-home environment as what not to do. Don't do it. Don't live in chaos. Unless you're happy. If you're happy doing that, then do it. I just know for me, I was like very unhappy last year. And making some changes helped. You only get super glue on the model for fear of super gluing your bits. This week is 20 degrees Celsius till Thursday, then like barely above freezing for the next few weeks. Yeah, so for us it's been 20 degrees during the day pretty consistently, and like just yesterday I think was the first sort of cool day where it stayed below 10 degrees. We had our first frost. Like, this is really late in the season for us to have all this stuff, so it should be an interesting winter. If 40k is big 40k, can Apocalypse be chonk 40k? Chonk or thick? How about like chunky thick 40k? Then you can have the best of both worlds. I also was dumb and I didn't get food before I started streaming. I had been doing so good with the whole like making sure to eat first thing, and now I just feel like I just fell backwards. I'm actually shocked I've done this much. To be honest, this part of doing my orcs takes forever. Like, we making some progress here. Although these little bits are gonna be hard, but we doing it. The girth 40k. It's a good idea when working at home to have a schedule. I mean, personally, yeah. Yeah. I have my schedule as like a widget on my phone, and I like check it every day. But I also find it really easy to just like work for 12 hours a day and like not even realize that I did that. So having a schedule, I find, makes me like strangely more productive, but also reminds me to take time off. I have an 800-gram bag of M&M peanut butter at my paint desk. That sounds amazing. With all the sub-games using Warhammer Minis, Big 40k just helps by Neurospicy break. Neurospicy, I like that too. Isolate the concept of Warhammer 40k versus all the side stuff. I love it. I love it. I mean, it's accurate. What you want for your birthday? World peace. That's what I want for my birthday. I'm not sure, honestly. I'm a very like practical person, so it's hard for me to be like, what do I want when I need nothing? Well, what I do need is like a bunch of like makeup and skincare products, but stuff is like hard to ask for, I find, because it's all like you kind of gotta like know exactly what you're looking for. But that's what I need. And yes, I did say makeup was a need, because if I come on this stream and I don't at least have concealer on, Y'all think I was dead or a zombie. Do you want another year of me? Yes. World peas. Beat me to it. What exactly do they do to whirl the peas? Aw, have a good day, Rob. Thank you for stopping in. I've seen you without makeup plenty of times. I disagree with the zombified statement. I don't know, the camera just like brings it out. And yeah, then I get comments like, you look so tired. Like, that's just my face. It's just my face. So I have like genetic dark circles. And I know people think that dark circles is because you're tired, but it's literally just because the skin around your eyes is thinner than in other people. And so the beauty industry tries to tell us that we need to fix this. So women cover it up and all this stuff, and so we don't get to experience it as just like another normal sort of skin color. So then we see it and we're like, oh, well, society tells us that that's because somebody didn't get enough sleep or whatever. And it's like, well, no, this is just literally my face. So I would just rather not deal with that. So I conceal them. Other option is you go, well, I'm tired of your bullshit, doing the finger snap thingy. I am quite often quite tired of people's bullshit. Yeah, my eyes are super sunken looking as well. If I'm under the weather, my eyes look almost skull-like. Yeah, and see, there's nothing abnormal about that. That just means that you have, like, less fat sort of around your eyes, right? My favorite is when people say they've seen me without makeup, and I'm like, yes, you've seen me with minimal makeup. I never leave the house without at least some foundation and concealer. I do leave the house quite often, and in fact, I really only put makeup on when I am filming or live streaming, because I could care less. But for some reason, on stream or on camera, like, it's just amplified. So, you know, and yeah, I'd just rather not deal with it. But I do, so I also have acne prone skin, and I do think it's important that I let that shit breathe. Gonna let it breathe. Man, you guys are gonna be like all up on all this stuff that I'm like insecure about. My dark circles, my acne. My skin, like, literally hates me, though. Always has. Probably always will. And I'm gonna be, like, 80 and, like, wrinkly, and I'm still gonna have acne. It's gonna suck. I find these a little hard to paint around because, like, well, the orange is going to be a pain because all the blue is going to be done, and then I'm going to have to paint the orange in between. It's going to be a little... It's going to be a little bit difficult. You know, I'm like so excited. I finally beat my friend's Caradron Overlords. And, you know, I kinda... I think he had... So he tailored his list a little bit against mine, which is fine. He didn't know what my list was entirely, but, you know, he sort of, like, knew what the faction did, and he made a list to go against it, and I was, like, lazy, so I just brought my list that I've been playing for weeks, which is not good, but it's stuff I have, and man, like, it just felt so good to, like, one, try real hard, because I gave up going to competitive events in all forms after some, like, bad experiences, and, like, it just sort of made me realize, like, how much I enjoy trying to figure it out. Like, I just really enjoy trying hard, and so it was just a really, really enjoyable game. And to have done it with a list that was, like, let's just say subpar, it felt really good. It felt really good. Thank you, Zachary. Thank you. Yeah, trying something a little bit different on this guy with the orange, but I like it. I like it. I can't wait to, like, get them all done and then put them next to my, like, the rest of my army to see how it looks all together. Because I have, like, I have little bits of this orange here and there. So I can't wait to just, like, see how it looks. Thanks, Kyle. Like, I always enjoy playing, but, like, like, most of my Age of Sigmar crew are just, like, they're in it for the fun. They just want to bring their painted models, and they just want to sort of socialize, and I like that a lot, too. But I've always been the kind of person that the best games for me are games that are both. Like, my most favorite games that I ever play are with my buddy Alex, because, like, obviously, he's an incredible player, an Art of War coach, and all of that. So, like, I gotta play hard, but at the same time, he's still my friend, and he just, like, ribs the shit out of me at the table and stuff. So, like, those are always my favorite games, is when I can have both. And I got both this weekend, so it was nice. I do have this, like orc list that's not very good, but one is painted, and I mean it's made to be a like it's made to play the mission essentially, but not be like a super powerhouse. Like basically I'll have nothing left at the end of the game, but hopefully I'll have some points. That's kind of how the list plays. Um and like part of me is like I should really like test it out, like, so I might. I haven't even played, like, I don't own the new GT book for 40k. I haven't looked at it. I don't know how anything plays in it. But I'm just really, like, quite selective who I play with now. So that's another thing that's, like, a little difficult. I'm an Evil Sun's clan, so lots and lots of red and yellow. Your stuff is way more clean and detailed. Yeah, I don't think it's actually super detailed, but like the clean look is definitely, it's my aesthetic. I do get like I do get criticized for it from other orc players sometimes, but I don't know. I like it. And if they don't like it, that's okay. They don't have to like it. But yeah, the cleanness of my minis is definitely like the biggest critique that I get on any of my armies, I think. But to hell with unsolicited critique. I didn't ask for your opinion and I don't care for it. Playing the mission is how you win the game. Ben Jerk's path to winning the SCO last weekend with Goffs included a win against Tau where he was tabled. Yeah, I looked at that list and I was like, man, that list is pretty cool, actually. I don't even own any buggies, but I don't know, looked pretty cool. Winning while tabled is the real orky way. Yeah, so that's how I built the list. Like, it's just everything is OBSEC pretty much, and it's like mechanized infantry, and it moves around the board very, very well. So, but I haven't really gotten a chance to play it. I've only played, I think, 3. So I played 3 games with the concept. The third game I made some changes that I really like, but I really need to, I don't know, I need to play it. And yeah, I'd like to like play it hard, but I don't know, my choices locally for who to play are kind of, I don't have a lot of choices. Yeah, this year I kind of realized like what is the most important part of gaming to me, and like it definitely is like the social aspect. So, and there's like the people in my area that are playing 40k right now, like they're nice enough, but I don't think that they I don't think they really care about like the social aspect of the game. Like they don't really care to like make friends, really. It's just like come in, play the game, beat the snot out of your opponent, pack up and leave. And like I like to have like a post-game chat, and I like to make jokes while playing and all that, and I don't know. Just don't really have access to do that with a lot of people. Did you play Dark Tide last weekend? No, I don't really play like PC games, and I don't have an Xbox. I don't think it's for PlayStation. So I am considering getting like a controller so that I can play on my PC. But really, like, I'm not sure when I'd have time. Like, I don't know how people have enough time in the day to, like, paint their minis, play games, and play video games. Like, whew. I just don't, I don't know. Whew. That's the other thing about rain. I'm like allergic to the rain. So, and I mean like, haha, but like actually when it rains I have to take allergy pills because like my body is just like, nope, you don't like it. So yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to see if running my own event, if that makes events more enjoyable for me. So, wish me luck, y'all, on my birthday Age of Sigmar tournament. I haven't played since 6th edition. That's how picky I am of finding people to play. There's nothing wrong with being picky, too. Like, I know a lot of people say, like, you know, maybe that's gatekeeping to be choosy about who you're playing with. But, like, at the end of the day, it's... You're at a table for 3 hours. Like, you want to make sure that you're going to have fun and your opponent's going to have fun. And sometimes there are just, like... Sometimes you're just not compatible with some people, and that's fine. You don't have to be compatible with everybody, and you don't have to like to play the same way that everybody likes to play. Do you have a lore you've built the list around? No, I'm not a lore player, so that's not really something that I take into account when making lists. So it's just like a bunch of Death Skull's infantry, lots of elite slots. So like lots of commandos, tons of mega knobs, just to sort of take advantage of the obsec rules of Death Skulls. So yeah, that's my list. Yeah, if you're gonna wreck me on the table, at least cuddle with me after. Right? Like tell me some jokes or something while you're doing it. Like don't make like weird snide comments while you do it either. There's somebody in my local that does that, and it just puts like such a sour taste in my mouth. Like be gracious in your wins as well as your losses. You know what I mean? Tanya's Age of Sigmar event, y'all. Tasty. Let's all invade, except to replace event with tournament so it makes sense. Why does event not make sense, but tournament does? Like, legit curious. That's what my buddies did. There wasn't a lot of inclusiveness in some places for new gamers, so he created his own escalation league that was so successful. We will have store support for season 2. Oh, that's awesome. That is so awesome. Yeah, I just like want to do a fun event where it's not necessarily like super cutthroat. So my idea is to do a doubles tournament, but the doubles are randomly assigned once everybody gets there. So like you can't sort of like tailor your list to work with your opponent's stuff. You just sort of have to like bring your stuff and then see how it goes. So that's the idea. I also like the little element of chaos in there. So we might get some like weird combinations. I also like random partners because I feel like sometimes socially anxious people have a hard time like coming up with a partner, you know, like if you don't have the pressure of finding somebody that wants to play with you and all of that, like it might encourage people to come out and play. I know finding a partner for me is like really anxiety inducing. So that's kind of why I wanted to do these like random partners and see how it goes. Do you 3D print and or have you seen Station Forge's Orc range? Holy smokes, they've been putting out some phenomenal stuff. So I actually work for Gearguts Mech Shop. So my entire army is all Gearguts Mech Shop. I just don't really want to add other stuff to it. But I have seen like other creators and there is some amazing stuff out there. But I don't 3D print myself, so having the storefront that I can buy stuff from, or if I can find somebody to print for me, then I can buy the STLs, is really nice for me. But it's really hard for me to like commit to buying STL packs when I don't print myself. Tanya's Age of Sigmar tournament, y'all. Tasty. Love it. Random doubles would be the absolute greatest idea ever. We used to do chaos magic games where we would do a bunch of decks and roll random for which one you played. That sounds amazing. 40k rando doubles would be great. Yeah, a lot of the time when I show up, people who have been playing for years are already partnered up and I feel weird getting in the space, right? So we did like a learning event at the game store and that's how we did it. We just like random rolled partners, although one person did say that they had like pretty bad social anxiety and they wanted to be partnered with me, and that was okay. Like I don't mind making concessions for that. Sometimes, you know, just showing up is hard enough when you have social anxiety, but then we random rolled everybody else's and I think everybody had a really good time. So, and it was a good vibe. Like the vibe was really good. So I would like to try and recreate that vibe. Gearguts is top tier. I mean, I'm biased, but I agree. We're having a sale this month as well, so you can, if you're buying STLs, you can use my code, which is all capitals, Tanya, Tanya, Orktober 50 numbers. And then you can get 50% off STLs this month. So just use that code at checkout. And it's only good until Halloween. After Halloween, the code no longer works. If I was on top of it, which I'm not, I would have reset up my chatbot so that y'all could follow my affiliate link, but I didn't do that, but I don't care. You can still have the code. Go get some STLs. I absolutely love doubles. Me too. And I'm confident enough in my 1000 game that I'd play them with anybody. Yeah, I think we're gonna do 750 points so that we can like have 1500 point games and just like chill and take it easy and all of that. Same group did a mini event that is going to be draft doubles with the catch everyone has a free plane. Oh, that's kind of cool. I do think that like free models is tricky though, and I say this because I did a thing with Play On where we each got like a free super heavy, but like they just don't scale together. You know, like I don't know. I just feel like in some lists the like a DACA jet is gonna be like way better than like what is the small sort of space marine plane? Storm Talon. It's just gonna be way better. But this is my thought. My social anxiety is the opposite. I almost prefer the lack of expectations. With friends, my competitive side kicks in. Really? Interesting. Well, like, what do you mean? Like, you prefer the lack of expectations? So, like, playing with strangers means you have no expectations? Is that what you mean? Am I reading that correctly? Is my inference from your words, is it correct? Because with my friends, I don't have expectations of myself, but when I play strangers, I do. Right? Because I feel like if I play strangers, sometimes I'm like, oh, is this one of the people who said awful things to me on the internet? Like, is this somebody who has said like awful sexist things to me? Do I have to prove my worth to be here? Like, these are like all the weird BS questions that go through my socially anxious brain when I go to events or I play strangers. And then like I just had like a weird interaction at the last tournament I went to, so I was like, I just need to not do these anymore. But I'm thinking like maybe if I run the show, it won't be so bad. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think it'll be fun because the vibe is fun, and I'm gonna make a players pack that like explicitly states like sportsmanship best practices. Yeah, Dakajet and a Drakari murder boat are not the same thing. Yeah. I may feel bad if we lose, but I may never have a game with that person again, but if I let my friends down, I feel worse. Ah, yeah, okay. I get that. I get that. How can your play pack not state be nice, roll dice? I mean, it probably will. But I mean, like, be nice means different things to different people, right? Like, some people think be nice means just, like, don't cheat. Right? To me, be nice means, like, treat your interactions at the table, like treat the other person how you want to be treated, right? If you don't want people to angle shoot you, which who does? It's so lame when people do that, then don't do it. You know? That's what be nice roll dice means to me, is like the golden rule. Just like treat people nice. But yeah, I thought that there was like sort of like I guess for me, like, I take for granted sportsmanship because the way that I learned the game from Alex McDougall, is like a big proponent of sportsmanship, and so I thought, like, well, everybody does it this way. No, no, they don't. Like, I assumed that when you make a mistake, and it is a mistake, and you say, "Oh shit, sorry, that's my bad. I didn't know that that was the rule or whatever. Or that was my bad. Like I thought I communicated that. Like I thought it was just like the gold standard to like choose a solution that doesn't give you an advantage when it's your mistake, but that's not how some people do it. Um so yeah, so I am going to put that into my player pack because I just think that that's good. If you like legitimately made a mistake, you shouldn't benefit from it. In my opinion. Okay. All right, y'all. So I went half an hour over my schedule, but I mean, I did most of his back. Whee! So we've got all like the dark shade around the rivets and stuff like that, and the panels, and just so cool. He's gonna look so cool when he's done. I can just feel it in my bones. So this week, I'm gonna keep doing this sort of like this process and see how much I can get done. And then hopefully I get it done, and then we can start doing like rivets and edge highlights next week on stream. Number of people started playing the game with their friends. Some never got that basic introduction to the social contract within a play sphere. I know, and I feel like very blessed that I did get I did get like that training as I was learning how to play the game. Is like, well, this is how you play the game, but this is how you play the game nicely. Um Thank you for the amazing stream. You guys are so awesome, and I feel so blessed to have such an amazing community of fantastic people around me. So thank you, everybody. I'm going to leave you there. If you have any questions or anything, like, feel free to send me a message pretty much anywhere, and I would love to help you out. So thank you, everybody, and until next time. Be nice and roll dice. Bye, everybody.